Hello folks, L.A. Little here with TA Today, bringing you neoclassical technical analysis on a regular basis, giving you trading ideas, setups, and thoughts about where this market is and where it's going. Let's get into it. Hey folks, I thought I'd do a wrap up here with some Bitcoin and a few of the other tokens. Last time I did a review on these was back in late April, and what I basically said then was, hey, this thing is coming into a bearish retest regen, and the probability that this thing's going to go higher is not very good. As a matter of fact, it looked like a bull trap. And so this is the bearish retest regen it was coming into, and as you come into that first time, just look at the case here. Many bars before you ever come back to test. Right? And this huge breakdown bar. Well, you get all the way back up to it, right? And then you start to break again. And this is classic. I mean, this is what happens. And right now, if we put on the retest regions, you can see it came up in there and tested, and now it's coming down, and it's about ready to break a swing point low here on the weekly. That's going to set up another, probably a little bounce back up, right? Which will then turn around and go back down and probably at least test, if not break, that 60,000 low. And so, Bitcoin continues to do what Bitcoin looks like it was going to do, and that is it's working its way down. I'm not one who's going to try and tell you that, this market's going to turn on a dime, a certain stock or a certain sector is going to make its move and everything's going to be beautiful if it doesn't look that way. Now, if we go out to the monthly, right, this is the long term. If we go out here, you've got a trend change on this bar, broke that swing point low, but you came into a retest regen and another retest regen. That should lead to some sort of a bounce. That is what you got. It doesn't look like much here, but that was this bounce, right? And as you came back up, you tested into this bearish retest regen on the monthly, on the weekly, and that's what sends it back down again. Now, the best case now is that this thing, comes in and is able to hold this low, right? These are the same. The problem is if you look at this is like an H, and H's are not very good. And so, when I look at that, it's like, okay, that looks like it's probably going to go lower. And, how low can it go? Well, the next swing point low is down here. That would be a break of this bullish retest regen. That would probably be a break of this bullish retest regen as well, right? And if it's able to break that swing point low, that actually changes trend, back down to bearish. Now, I don't know that it's going to get that far. What is that price point? 49. But I do think 50, 49, 50 is probably a reasonable estimate. If we look at the ABCD structures, let's take a look at those together. See what they look like. Let me get this out of the way. And if we look at that structure on the bearish side, notice here that everything's potential. Nothing's in stone yet. If we look at it on the long term, we still got the up targets until they break their actual B points here. So I'm just looking. I don't see, these potential targets are 50 and 54, but they're not activated. So, there's the potential to get down there. And you can see this fast drop. So my guess is you break a swing point low probably this week, maybe next week. You get a bounce off of it, right? Then you turn around and you head back down. That will set up an ABCD structure. That will also set up an ABCD structure here. They'll show up here and they'll fire. And this thing will work lower. And you're not too far down the road on the bearish side, so all that can happen. Let's look at Ethereum, because that's another one that's moving to the downside. So here's Ethereum today. You can see the volume is really starting to pick up on it on the daily charts. Over here on the weekly, it's not a big deal yet. Your bottom's down here, so it looks to me like that's the target. This looks very much like Bitcoin, except over here, on your monthly, this looks a lot worse, right? This already has that little H pattern. It's fixing to break, and it's going to go after these swing point lows. and this doesn't look good at all to me. And so I would be very concerned here if you're trying to be long these. It's just not the right time. You had the bounce. You could have played the bounce if you wanted to, but that was a bear trap coming into these. Let's see. I'll just review a few more here. Cardano looks like hell. This thing has broken down everywhere. No way I'd put my money in this one right now. Let's see what DOGE looks like. DOGE doesn't look like anything either. Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. Let's look at XRP. XRP is breaking a swing point low. Now, longer term, this one still doesn't look too bad. You're coming into your retest regen. You're doing it, a continuation of it. You've got tests that haven't been hit down here before. So a break that brings you into that 89, 90 level is probably going to be the buy on these. And I'm going to look here and see at a lot of ABCD structures. Let's see what these look like. Yeah, so they've got you. You know, they're potentials, right? They haven't happened yet. There is one that's active here that shoots to 112, and that's about to be hit. If we look at the others, though, they're shooting for, you know, here's a 97, a 78, but they would have to get back underneath their price points here, about 114. It looks like 113 actually, to trigger those and make them activated. In general, what we're seeing here is things look weak. I'll look at Solano last. Solano looks terrible too. And I keep hearing, you know, and I know you hear it, all this stuff about tokenization, right? All these transactions are going to take place. These things are going to, you know, just take off. Well, maybe so, but it ain't now. I mean, they're not doing it, right? I mean, I'm not going to argue with the charts. The charts tell me that this hasn't turned, and it still doesn't have anything that suggests it is going to turn. I'm not going to put my money in it. When it turns, then I'll put my money in it. If I'm doing anything, I'm shorting it. All right, I hope that helps. Have a great one. I'll see you next time. Take care.